Happy Saturday, everybody. Thank you for joining me today on Daily Distinction, as we do every weekend. Just kind of a short check-in with an idea or two for you. A little bit shorter, compressed version of what we do during the week, but I'm really glad to have you here. Thank you so much. Getting some work done here in the backyard and all the kind of things that we typically do on a weekend. And it got me thinking about the real purpose for weekends. Gosh, a beautiful day here in the Las Vegas area. I don't know where you are, obviously, but hope it's as enjoyable there where there's not a cloud in the sky, and it is only 91 degrees, which for us is pretty cool for this time of year. So it's a beautiful, beautiful day. I hope you're having a great day as well. Scott, thank you. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Oh my gosh, on your drive to Texas, Donovan. Well, good to hear from you. Thanks for jumping in here today. I really appreciate it. And Brian, here we go. Saturday check-in. Glad you're here, my friend. Thank you so much for taking time to do that. We're going to be talking about the importance of recharging your batteries. Sounds like some of you are, driving to meetings, driving to work, or making things happen. But we're going to talk for a minute about how to charge your batteries, because I think we think a lot about that on the weekends, right? The weekend is the time we get our batteries recharged. I don't know about you, but it's become part of the nightly routine. It has been for a while that you take your phone, you put it on the charger, and if you're like me with an Apple Watch, you put that on the charger, and we make certain that our appliances, our devices are always recharged. But we don't always recharge our own batteries and recharge ourselves. So I want to just give you just a few ideas, and they're so obvious, but I think they bear repeating. And hey, Doug in Middle Tennessee, good to see you. These ideas, recharge is right, fam. That's what we're doing today. We are recharging, and that's what weekends are good for. I'm going to give you some very obvious things that we need to be thinking about, but it's also important that we remind ourselves of them. Sometimes we get so busy doing what we do, we don't take time to think about what we do. And that's the purpose here. It's just to give us a moment, just to think about some of the things that we ought to be doing to recharge our own batteries. Here's one I try to do every day, and I cannot begin to tell you how much it helps. Just go for a walk. Just go for a walk. Our Fitbits and our other devices remind us to try to get 10,000 steps a day in. But whether we make that or not, part of the purpose of going for a walk is just to clear our head. This morning, I was taking my walk, and I noticed so many people that were also out walking, but they were engaged in cell phone conversations. And I thought, all you're doing is moving while you're still having the mental stress that you would have if you wouldn't have taken a walk. So one of the things I encourage you to do, walking for me has been great, because not only is it good to get out and walk, kind of clear your head, but the other thing that's great about it is you can listen to a good book. You can listen to a great podcast. You can do something that will, put some things in your mind that otherwise might not be there in the rush of today's world, or in the hyper combative 24-hour news cycle that we're in. So just taking a walk, listening to something good while you're doing it. It's a great way to recharge your battery. Here's the second way, exercise. And I know, a lot of folks have an aversion to that. I don't mean that you got to try to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. I certainly wouldn't. But it does mean that you do something. You ride a Peloton bike, or you get a couple of 10-pound dumbbells and just do. I mean, motion creates emotion. You've heard me say that so many times here. And when we do this, it helps recharge our batteries. It becomes such a vicious cycle. I got into this. Man, I got into this. I put on weight, and because I put on weight, I didn't feel like exercising, and because I didn't feel like exercising, I put on more weight. And then I put on more weight, and I felt less like it. Right? And so we get in this vicious circle of not taking care of ourselves. And then when we don't take care of ourselves, we're tired, which means we don't want to take care of ourselves. So doing something is a great way to recharge our battery, because the motion creates the emotion. Next, read. And I don't mean read something work-related. I mean find a good novel. There is something about reading that takes your mind off of the stresses that you're currently dealing with and the challenges that you're currently dealing with. part of the reason I say not work related is because, there's a lot of us that would say, man, one of the great things you could do is go out and play a round of golf. Great. Man, it sounds good to me. Do you think that's how Tiger Woods wants to spend his days off? Do you think that's how Dustin Johnson wants to spend his days off? Probably not, because if that's what you do, then that's probably not how you're going to spend your time off. So finding something that's not work related is absolutely critical. Reading something that's not work related really brings it home and gives you some great insights. Man, I just read an incredible novel. My pal Larry Winget recommended it to me. It's called I Am Pilgrim. And man, it is such a great escapist, spy, terrorist. I don't even want to describe too much about it. It's one of the best I've read. And I'm so glad that Larry recommended it to me, and then Mark Sanborn and Joe Calloway, and we've all read it, and it's extraordinary. And it's escapism. It gets you away from all of the things that might bring you down. Scott Walking is awesome. Yes, I know, Scott. Golly, I totally, yes. And it kind of bugs you when you can't do it, I'm sure. But you got to get that fixed, obviously, and you did, and you're coming back from it. But man, that's one of the rough ones to come back from. So, no, we're thinking about you and your recovery. Please keep us posted on all that. As I hope you will. Thanks, Doug. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, read something that's not work related. Here's number 4: volunteer. Whether it's for your church, your synagogue, your mosque, the local service club, Kiwanis Club, Lions Clubs, whatever it might be. Just volunteering creates an incredible way to recharge your battery, because then you're doing something for someone else. You're making a commitment to do something, not for yourself and not for necessarily your own family, but for the good of all. So volunteering, believe it or not, you might think, gosh, shouldn't I just sit at home on the weekends and rest and that? Hey, some of us need that. But for some of us, what we really need is activity. And one of the great activities, and one of the things we can do to truly make a difference, is to volunteer. A little while back, Tammy took a trip with our church group to Poland and volunteered in Poland. And she came back, it changed her life. And yet, from reading and hearing from the people that she met over there were lives that got changed by what our church group did over there. So it benefited everybody, right? It benefited those that they served, but man, did it also benefit those who were giving of service as well. So one of the great things that you could do to recharge your battery is to volunteer. Okay, here's one that I had not considered and that I have discovered here recently, and that is just block some time and cook. Yeah, I mean, seriously, prepare some kind of meal. And Tammy and I have found that, gosh, it really is great when we do it together. When we turn off the phone and we don't look at the computer and we don't do anything other than we work together and prepare a meal. And we'll get this new recipe. Some of you know that I'm very, very appreciative that JJ Virgin, who is one of the leading people in the world in terms of fitness and diet and all of that, she helped train, Henry Cavill for Superman. She's been working with me, and it's changed. It's changed my fitness and my routine in my life in so many ways. And cooking together, especially if you're doing it for both of you to be healthier, a new recipe, a new meal, it's a great date night. And particularly in this time of COVID, man, it's a great date night where you don't have to go anywhere, and you can stay home and have a fun time and a relaxing time. And it's a great date night. Hey, Jason, back to volunteering. We are taking volunteers here in the jungle. Change guaranteed. Jason, if you aren't familiar, Jason does some amazing work in Central America. And the volunteering, man, what a great... Jason, if you would, could you post how people could get in touch with you? Because it would certainly be a great thing to volunteer. Brian, one of the greatest joys about exercise when a habit becomes non-negotiable and something has to be done. A couple mornings ago, I had a really super early morning call because of the time difference, and I couldn't. It was dark, and I didn't want to go for my walk yet because I also like taking the dogs out and first thing. And there's been some coyotes in the area, at that dusky time before dawn, and just didn't want to chance it. Well, anyway, so I didn't get to do my walk until later in the day, and it bothered me. It bothered me all day long until I got it done. It has become, it's habit forming. It's habit forming. Hey, Kevin, listen to some old school country the other day. Helped a brunch, great conversations. There you go. I had one this week, was so refreshed. Yes, absolutely. You know what? I didn't put it on here, Kevin. What a great idea. Listen to some good music. Put the headphones on and rock out, or as I would do, country out, for a period of time. Man, that's so good. I love that, Kevin. That's a great way to do it. Well, and always great seeing you. Thanks, Donovan. I appreciate that. That's really good. Hey, you can make some football snacks tomorrow. Watch the Colts win. Man, if they drop a game to the Jets, you beat up the Vikings, but you lose to the Jag and the Jets. If they lose tomorrow, oh man, I'll be back next week. Hey, Jeff, good to see you. Yeah, and hope the Raiders win. You betcha. See, my loyalty is getting split. Jeff's always been a Raiders fan. So that's cooking together is a really, really cool and important thing you can do. And I got one more for you. I got a bonus one for you. I said it was going to be 5. I've got a bonus one for you. But before the bonus one, let me remind you, as you might imagine, I'm going to about the Distinction Summit. If you haven't signed up yet, it's our Standout Earn More program. It's October 16 to 18. So we're getting pretty close to it, right? We're about 3 weeks, a little less than 3 weeks away. Love for you to sign up. The Distinction Summit is going to teach you how to stand out with what you do. You know what to do. The challenge is nobody teaches us how to take what we do and make it stand out in the marketplace. So just go to distinctionsummit.com to sign up. We've announced 2 very special guests, Sage Steele of ESPN, Glenn Morshower of 24 and the Transformer movies and The Resident on Fox. He's going to be with us, and we've got some more phenomenal announcements that we're going to be making this week. And you can get $100 off just using the code DISTINCT2020. That's Distinct 2020. In addition, please join me on Tuesday for a special webinar. I'm doing a free webinar on Tuesday. It's 11:30 a.m. That we're going to be doing the webinar, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. So love to have you there. 3 critical reasons a small business fails to stand out in the marketplace. We're going to identify 3 reasons that you may not be getting the respect and the recognition and the attention that you deserve in your business. So all you need to do is to sign up for that. Right now in the comments section, I am posting, this is on Twitter, on YouTube, on my Facebook business pages. There's the link. Just go sign up, and it's absolutely free. We're going to be doing a short program on really the 3 biggest ways that businesses fail to get the recognition that they deserve, or that sales professionals fail to get the recognition they deserve. So 3 critical reasons that you fail to stand out in the marketplace. We're going to be covering those 3 reasons at that special webinar. It's absolutely free. It's on Tuesday. Please go sign up. Love to see you. Love to see you there. Okay, so here's the bonus one. Here's the bonus of how to recharge your battery. Take a nap. Now, wait a minute. You might say, of course I did. I want to tell you something I recently read. The most effective nap that you can take is a 20-minute power nap. Now, you and I both know folks that say, I'll nap for an hour, a couple hours, and not take the edge. 20 minutes is the best. I just read this report from some sleep experts that say a 20-minute power nap is the best. But here's the thing I'd never, ever heard before. You should drink a cup of coffee before you take your power nap. Had you ever heard that before? I'd never heard that before. Here's the reason why. They say it takes about 20 to 25 minutes for the caffeine that you drink to enter your bloodstream. So if you drink the cup of coffee right before you take your nap, when you wake up, the caffeine will be hitting your bloodstream. And not only will you be more refreshed from the nap, but the caffeine is a stimulant, and now you're really ready to go. I'd never heard that before. And I tried it. And it really, I don't know if it was psychological that I kind of programmed myself that I was going to feel really good when I got up, or if it's just whatever. But nonetheless, it worked. So 20-minute power nap. But the real twist on it in the bonus here is you drink just a cup of coffee before you close your eyes, and set your smartphone with a 20-minute timer, so that when you wake up, the caffeine is hitting your bloodstream, you've refreshed yourself, and now you're ready to go and your batteries are charged. So to recharge your batteries, some ideas for you: go for a walk, exercise. Whether people, and I got to admit, I do. I feel a little flame about going to the gym during this period of time, and in some states they're not even open. So, but find a way just to get some exercise. Read something that isn't work related, like a good mystery novel or something like that. Volunteer, and Jason's even talked about the volunteering that they make happen. There's no shortage of places that need you and need your help to volunteer. Cook. If you are in a relationship, if you're married, if you have a significant other, it's a great way to have a date night. Just block that time off and cook together. Find some new recipe, some new meal. Prepare it together. Enjoy it together. You don't even have to go out to have an incredibly wonderful time that charges your batteries and lifts your spirits. And the bonus is take a nap. So put those together. We got batteries that are recharged, and I hope you're charged to join me on Tuesday for the special webinar that we're going to be doing. It's at 11:30 on Tuesday morning. That's 11:30 Pacific time on Tuesday that we'll be doing that, 2:30 Eastern. So hope to see you there. Also, check out distinctionsummit.com, and don't forget, when you register, you can save $100. Just enter the code DISTINCT2020. Do all those things, and man, I'm thrilled. And I'm thrilled that you're here today. Thank you for being here. Hey, Mark, how are you? Good to see you. I don't know about that, but man, I'll tell you what, it has been fascinating. I have gotten addicted to it. It's so funny. It's funny to say that, Mark, too, because one of the things that I've caught myself, I realize is years ago when I used to be on television all the time in Indianapolis, people would come up to me, like at a movie theater or a restaurant or whatever. And it was like they knew me. Well, they felt like they did, right? I was in their home all the time on TV. The funny thing for me now is I've realized I've kind of felt that way about the Peloton instructors. If I would run into Hannah on the street in Las Vegas, I would feel like it's somebody I know because I spend so much time, on the bike with her. So it's funny how that works, but it really does become addictive. That's for, hey, and good for you too. Loving it too. It really is terrific. It's so engaging. They do such a great job. Doug, thank you for being here today. And Brian, yeah, isn't that wild? I had never heard that before. I tried it and it worked. Oh, Donovan has heard that before. That's cool. Not just napper. What can I substitute for the coffee? Maybe a tea, iced tea, black tea, something like that. Your kind of nap. I love that, Jason. Yeah, I mean, it's just it's a great power nap. It just takes the edge off and kind of recharges our batteries a little bit. And we all need that from time to time. So here's hoping your batteries are charged for the rest of your weekend. I'll check in with you again tomorrow, same time. And thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this. Hey, thank you for sharing. Hope I gave you a good idea or two today. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll check in again tomorrow on the next edition of Daily Distinction. Have a great Saturday.